Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Good morning. I actually forgot to put this down. Hold up, buttercups. I don't want you to fall. Ooh, I did it. I did it. I did it. Sage. Spray sage. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning from Texas. Texas. Wow. Did I seriously grab half a deck of cards? I seriously grabbed half a deck of cards. So I'm going to pull. Apparently, there's a message in there for someone, right? So there's that. Let me pull it. I'll just pull one from that deck and see what it wants to say. Good morning. Good morning. And I grabbed my dragons. I grabbed my dragon deck. Hey. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see what we get. How is everyone? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I forgot to put deodorant on. Shitty. Good thing I'm not going anywhere. Wait this second. I took a shower today, guys. Are you proud of me? Yeah, I didn't take one yesterday or the day before. I got into a little funk. Let me tell you. And yeah, they're no fun, right? Just so much going on. And then like my mom comes in and she's like, do you think you're depressed? I was like, what gave it away? What gave it away? You think I'm a little bent out of shape with everything that's going on right now? What gave it away? The fact that I haven't taken a shower, the fact that I'm not interacting with anybody, the fact that I'm staying in bed all day. I mean, what gave it away? I'm telling you. But I still came on yesterday. Didn't even care how I looked. But I normally don't anyway. But that's just it. Like, I knew if I didn't, I had to. You know what I mean? Like, my life is not even depressing, guys. You know what I mean? It's just so much at one time. It's just very overwhelming for me. I'm usually really good at I am good at that. Not usually, I am. It's just everything that's going on, ending the cycle, bittersweet. What do I talk about next? You know what I mean? Like, they're throwing so much stuff at me. If I, it's almost like I want to start the whole Kama Sutra, but then they want me to talk about, there's so much. And it's like, I'm only going to have so much time. So I'm still in the process of figuring that out for you. You know what I mean? Because there's other ways to help. And I still can use my cards, but out of this story, right? So, sex does tend to be a problem, and even talking about or Kama Sutra and teaching it still awakens you, whether you're with a partner or not, right? So I'll figure it out. And when I do, you guys will be the first to know. Or you'll be the second to know. Because the spirit will keep throwing me these cards to see if I'll keep going back into this too, which I wouldn't, knowing that we talked about this and we wrapped it up, right? But at the same time, if they throw me the same cards, I gotta tell that story. And I want out of that story. It's a great story. Cool story, bro. Tell it again. No thanks. That's what that reminds me of, is that saying. Cool story, bro. So I will figure out what we're going to do next. Okay. So don't panic. Don't panic. Don't get your panties in a bunch. Okay. I shall figure it out for you. But I will be working a lot in the next 6 weeks. We can talk about that at some point too, but thank you for the hundreds of emails regarding the congratulations. You know, honest to God. I'm going to pull one from the half a deck that I got. All right. So let's see what this one half a deck card wants to tell you. Yeah, I got all the emails. I can't respond to like every single one of them, obviously, right? Hundreds. So appreciative, guys. I'm so glad, you know, because I got thousands of viewers, you know, that watch faithfully for, you know, so even if I've helped a couple thousand people get to the meaning of what this is, it's beautiful, right? That's a couple thousand more that are now on their path compared to repeating a lesson. There's nothing wrong with repeating it, but like I said, a couple thousand more that are now about to get on their path, which is huge, huge. Okay, so I think that's fantastic. I know. Thanks, guys. I'm excited. I can't tell you the network. There's just certain stuff I can't completely tell you yet. There's more contracts. It's contract after contract after contract in this type of business, right? Entertainment is insane. So slowly but surely, I can tell you like little things, and you know what I mean? So it's a big adjustment for me too. And what I do next on the side is beneficial for me being on the show as well, right? Only makes sense. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Hi from Holland. And I'm going to do so much traveling. And like I said, I don't know. I might travel blog with you guys. I might pro it with you. Okay. So even though you see the show, but the show is like behind the scenes in the house, all the other stuff, right? So I'm going to keep you guys with me somehow. It just, and use tarot in a different way, right? Because there's so many ways. There's so many ways to use it, and tarot is part of my life. It's what got me here. So I am gonna start teaching tarot one time, first come, first serve. I'm gonna give you the hours, that type of stuff, when I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be 4 to 6 weeks. It's because I'm gonna be busy too, but I want to be able to teach people how I've learned, right? It's just stuff like that. So I just want everything to be put to use. You know, somebody else wants to, you know, what if there's another YouTuber that wants to come on and take off where I left off? You know, because some of you are still going to repeat that cycle. So it's kind of like, you're not interning for me, guys. It's not like that. It's you doing what you need to do. Let me just mute this. To help other people too, right? So my son left, well, my son didn't leave the backpack in the yard. My daughter took the car with my other daughter and the boyfriends and decided to put the backpack on the ground. So she's like, snapped me a picture of it as if, look at it, there's a backpack. There's a backpack on the ground. So I'm hoping like one of my students can take over. Somebody, you know, which you need someone too, right? But again, like, they're fresh too, but I started off fresh to this too. I did tarot for about 4 months before I came live with you guys. But people have been asking, you know, to recommend channels. And I will do that for you too. Okay, Natty for sure. Always go to Nat. Nat's been telling you a story. Me and Nat have kind of been telling the same story. For those who watch Nat just as faithfully as I did, I just started watching a couple here and there again. Because it was important for me to stay out of it for a little while. Because, you know, she channels my guides too. So, and vice versa. You know, I do with her too. You'll hear me say stuff, and a week later, you'll hear her say the same stuff. Use the same words. It's stuff like that, right? And then I'll realize I'm doing it sometimes. I'll go watch a video and I was like, oh, dang, I did that too, Nat. So it's hard because we talk a lot on the phone too. So, Natty for sure, Alchemy and you. And then the other ones, I will tell you who I like. I want to go in and watch them again, and check their energy, but another good one is your angelic karma, strong black woman that hardly shows her face, waist down. I think her name's Melissa. You think I would know? Tamaj Tarot. Okay, she used to be another tarot channel, but now she's Tamaj Tarot. She tells my stories too. I'll do my weekend energy, and then every once in a while they'll pull me to her weekend energy, and it's almost identical story to mine, right? So it's like, but here's the thing too. We're true readers that read off the energy, right? So, and I absolutely love how she throws in spiritual awareness. I like House of Ashun. I love her. She doesn't really tell our story, but she tells a beautiful story, and she works with energy, right? So if anyone wants to really, but here's the thing with Nat too, guys, when it comes to our story, it's everyone's story in its own way, right? But I don't want you to stay stuck. If I'm going to give you advice, even if you're going to repeat the lesson, I don't want you to, but like some of you will. But I would take a break from tarot, especially if right now you're super strong and you're the one that pushed through. You need this time to start your journey. This is that opportunity. It's not the opportunity to get out of the situation. It is now the opportunity for you to actually live your life again, right? So to guide you, to put you on your path. So to me, I'd say give up tarot, to be honest with you. And that's another reason why I'm staying with you guys, so I can inspire you along the way. You know, if you're in the lesson, you just look at this situation as, well, of course, the only one that made it because she's spiritual, but that's being bitter, all right? That's you not learning a lesson, right? So there's a big difference there. For those who really have learned what we have actually gone through, to watch me will keep you going. And it's not even that, guys, we vibe. It's the Soul Cup family, right? So it's like, you're part of it. So the more you stay part of it, the more you're going to go in a new direction too, right? So there's so many things to be taught. And even if someone takes over what I'm doing, I don't know these people well enough, you know, I can't tell you whether or not it would be part of your story again. Obviously it would be like somewhat linked, but when people get on a journey and start tarot certain stuff, they can go towards dark energy. They can go, it's their choice, right? Especially if they're just finding their path. You know, it's a little more complicated. So, Tamaj Tarot, I'll tell you right now, your angelic karma. Natalie, Alchemy and you. But you got to remember, even Natalie talks about things coming back now too, right? Because it's that cycle. She doesn't get into the whole, you're going to have to wait another cycle. She doesn't get into that part. I had to get into that because I needed to end it, right? I know I saw you actually the other day, Lush. comment on it. I hadn't been on in a little while. So it's all the other ones that I know, there's probably a lot of other ones that you watch, they're dark, all right? It's just they're dark. And when you're dark, it's not that it's bad, it's just, it's hard to explain, you know, especially, I wouldn't advise you to, I gotta be careful here. I wouldn't advise you to go to like twin flame channels. Listen to me. I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of people don't like using the term twin flame or anything like that because we know how painful it can be. We know the struggle. Some of them can't push through. Well, it's not that they can't push through, or they don't because their guides don't guide them to end a cycle for you guys. You know, so it's different. I kind of had that privilege to do that because I do things my way, you know. And it's not being naive, it's being biased. So the twin flame readers that try to keep it alive, I'm not saying they're dark, I'm just saying they probably make really good money, right? Constantly getting readings, they're doing it for their own well-being. Because the real, you know, people who work with the twin flame readings, they wouldn't encourage you to stay in that. You know, they wouldn't, you know. Your soul gets beat up. So just be careful. Remember, it's always your choice. Some of you will completely get what I'm saying, and others of you will repeat the lesson just because it's just not time yet. You know, sometimes other people need to come to your life. A brand new needs to come into your life for you to like learn lessons. And chances are you won't end up with that one. It's like a test for you to use your intuition, to use the tools, right? You've learned the lesson. You're not in it anymore. So some of you will get tested, and others you'll get to, you know, start figuring out your purpose. This half a deck doesn't want to talk, but it is so smooth, and it's never this smooth. So let me just communicate with it a minute. There's got to be a card in here for you. Or I just haven't said what it is they want me to say regarding the deck. It's opening me up though. And it's half a deck, but let's see what we get anyway. Kids are out of school. School's out for the summer. What song was coming to me today in the shower and actually all morning was, I almost just sang it again. Boys are back in town, but that's not it. I think it was Beyonce. It was a Beyonce song. No, it wasn't Beyonce. Ladies, leave your man at home. Is that Beyonce? Fellas, leave your girl with the friends. To me, that's just saying it's time to get out. It's time to get out with your friends. Destiny's Child. Okay. So, it's just time to get out with your friends. All right. Fresh air. It's ironic because it's the Ace of Swords, and I've been staring at this Ace of Swords at this bottom of the deck. How crazy is that? So, that's a big message. Two aces of swords with the Chariot. It's, yeah, the Cancerian or whatever the case may be, but or just moving forward. This is finding your own clarity, your own depth of what's actually happening, right? Conversating, speaking your mind, being clear. All right. So let's see if it wants to shoot out one more. So apparently in our read, that ace is coming out. To me, it's just, it's the truth of a situation. It's your own clarity, speaking your own mind, being sharp, being smart, clear. And I'm not even actually gonna pull another one because that actually reminds me of like there's a dinosaur on it. There's like a dragon actually. So I'm gonna clarify this Ace of Swords with the dragon card. All right. Dragon tails, dragon tails. Who was my favorite dragon tail? I think he was purple. I can't remember his name. Whoa, okay. Tell me about the Ace of Swords. There was a little blue one too. I know, I can't remember if like it was a little blue one or if there was a little purple one. I like the teacher, Kessel. But gosh, I can't believe I don't remember their names. But let's see. Tell me about the Ace of Swords. Okay, magenta. You got two. You got the silver dragon and you got magenta. So it's just saying with this silver dragon, it's illuminating, all right, your potential to higher light, access to. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. These dragon cards, right? It's decks I haven't used in a while either, right? So pretty strong. Both of these cards, okay? Here's the thing, being linked to the Ace of Swords, both of these cards, ladies and gents, talks about higher light, using your higher wisdom, being able to move forward. Why? Because you have this type of clarity now. You have it. Like, regardless of it being painful or refreshing, you have that clarity that you've been seeking this whole entire time. Like, now we know how a cycle can work, right? We do. You might not be too happy about the knowledge that we're fully aware of, but we're aware. So this is you going to bigger and better places. You know, this is seeing the higher possibilities. This is looking into your soul. Both of these talk about the awakening of soul memories, you know, the higher spiritual understanding, so it can prepare you to accelerate. It can prepare you to go through a higher ascension process. Okay. So it's the silver blue dragon, I think, is more at the forefront with this Ace of Swords, because the Ace of Swords does illuminate, you know, so doesn't the Ace of Wands, but this is you being able to access your untapped resources and looking into your soul to really understand your higher purpose. Because this whole lesson, honest to God, was to get us on our purpose. And then from there, we get to choose what's going to make us happy, right? So this is gorgeous. It really is gorgeous energy to have around us right now. So, you know, hopefully you guys can get on your lesson, your not the lesson, the purpose behind what it is you want in life. And it's not what career do I want, like XYZ. It's you actually coming first, knowing that your happiness is most important in this situation, in life in general. Okay. So let's do a little read, see what we get. Ladies, leave your man at home. It's time to have fun in your life. It's time to go after that fulfillment, like we saw the other day. It's just time. It's just time. I will mention to you guys, right, why I have your attention, where I go next. There is going to be things within the next year um that you notice with me being like, huh, she really went that route? Or does she really think that way? Or it's just, think about it, guys. I've been with you for how long, right? So, and especially, I'm not saying it has anything to do with the show per se, but things are scripted sometimes, and it's a reality show. How would it not be, right? Even though I get to, there's only so much I can say, but just know that no matter what you do or where I go, it's what comes after that too, right? Because you gotta kind of play by the rules before you can really become that ambassador for what it's like. They're trying, it's like, I don't want to use the word ambassador, it's the word they're having me use, but more of like a I'd say more of like an advocate for something, right? So it's like, don't worry, everyone's got to play by the rules at first, right? Until you become really who you are, and you got a little more pull to be like, oh, I don't want to talk about this, or I want to talk about this, or it's still gonna be so much fun, guys. But you guys really know who I am, so stuff takes time. You know, you go from one cycle to another cycle to another cycle. How do I know it's not gonna be another 2 or 3 cycles before I'm exactly where I need to be? But these are the stepping stones. You can't just step into something like that, right? Not when you're blessed through spirituality, it's stepping stones, it's curves. Unless you're already set up to just, it just depends on how you're programmed, right? But with me, it's stepping stones. I just know it is, you know. So remember that, because chances are it's going to work the same with you guys. One thing will lead to another thing will lead to another. It really depends on where you are mentally in your channel, in your, I was gonna say mentally in your channeling, but mentally in your own journey. In 2 months you could be a brand new person, brand new job. Others, you, that solid foundation you're building this year, so next year it's already solid. So remember, it's the year 3, guys. This is the year you're creating your foundation. So this time next year, or a year and a half before it turns, 2021 is what I should say, by then you should be solid. You should be establishing your future. So take that couple years, You got the tower, but it's also the 6 of Wands, being victorious. Okay, so these cards are the combo cards. So whatever moment type you're going through, okay, you're gonna be victorious. We have a childhood star on the board too, because I'm thinking of Nickelodeon or whatever that channel is Victorious is on. Is that the name of it? Victorious. Somebody is about to step into that industry with their children. Okay. And it's ironic because I believe Nat at one point, because and instantly I heard Drake and Josh, and I think she's the one that mentioned that, because it just pulled me to her in that one word. So she's Drake and Josh with masculine, and I'm feeling victorious as it with feminine. So I don't know how I don't know what type of show it's going to be. I don't know if you guys noticed Lush. I just said Lush. That's weird. Are you still with me? Because you watch her a lot. She's been talking about that reality show for how long now? For as long as I've known, for months now. She's been kind of telling my story that I couldn't tell. I don't know if you picked up on that. For those who watch Nat, there's no way you didn't pick up on that. That's why I had to stop watching her stuff for a little while because it was I had to. But I don't know if any of you guys had that epiphany when I told my story to you guys yesterday. So, there's a lot of stuff I'm not going to be able to talk about. But if you watch her, you know, you kind of know kind of sort of what I'm going through. Kind of sort of, it just depends. I don't know if I should have said that because that can switch. You know what I mean? But like for those, because it brought me right to that. You know, for those who watch her, you would know. It would have been like one of those epiphany moments for you, like holy shit. So, but there's so many messages with her and me. I get my messages through her a whole different way. Not the way you get them. I mean, you might relate. You're with me, right? So, well, you're my followers, friends, family, you know. But like, I don't get my channeling through her blatantly saying something. She's in a different country right now. Yeah, she's traveling. I get mine underlines. But for those who are just seeing the bigger picture and just listening to her, she's saying a whole lot more than you think. And then we got the Page of Cups with the Five of Wands. All right, so this is something happy. This Tower is victorious. Some of you are getting that new fresh love. And it really just depends on how you want to look at this situation with this, right? You can look at it as you're still in the lesson, you feel chained, or you can look at it as, you know, because what if this is not old and this is new? To me, that's new, it's fresh, right? To me, it's also you. It's the yin and the yang. It's the mind, body, soul. It's that, right? So yeah, alchemy in you. Either you can choose the chains, or that song just came to me. Set the world on fire. I can't sing Adele, obviously. Duh, I'm not Adele. Set the world on fire. If that even Adele? I don't know. But to me, that's like stop burning, you know, other people's bridges just to make you feel better. That's not gonna work for some of you. To me, the bigger picture here is this is self-love, I believe, or it could be somebody new, but this is the yin and the yang, okay, between your own mind, body, and soul. Can you escape this feeling of being chained to the wall, or what you deserve, what you don't deserve? It's that type of energy to me. All right, and we got the Ten of Pence. So yeah, this is all about you when it comes to this Page of Cups. And it's ironic, right? Because we just talked about the Tower and the Six of Wands and being victorious, and this being so beneficial, right? So you go straight to the Ten of Pence, and it's crazy because it's like yesterday you went straight to the damn Ten of Cups, right? So it's like this is that building of that foundation. Like you don't have to worry if you stay on that path and you ground a situation after this tremendous trauma or tower, however you want to look at it, you know, because like I feel like I was one of those people that went in shock, not even realizing it. Like the body goes, it's like the coping mechanism, right? It's like for a very long time you don't notice things like that until like you get out of a cycle and you see a situation like that and you're like, wow, you know, like a lot of us, believe it or not, without us knowing, It's not even us being guarded. It was our bodies just went into shock, even though you're functioning. So this is great. This is literally after the tower, you becoming, it's almost like the same story, you grounding the yin and the yang and going straight to the foundation. Now, with the Five of Wands coming up behind, creeping in, I think it's just all about your journey, you know. Yeah, especially with the Princess of Wands and Nine of Cups, right? So it's almost, it really is about your journey. Like, do I go in this direction? As if, like, with me, remember I was telling you guys, like, do I really want to do a reality show? Like, a reality show? Like, see what I'm saying? It's the whole, you really think that's for me? You know, but it's like, you got to remember, within 5 months or 5 years, however it's going to go down for you, that's your 10 of pence. That's actually your journey. It's your purpose without kind of even knowing it. It's being set up, right? So go with the flow. Don't try not to overthink too much, right? I do have to tell you too, if we're going to talk about this 10 of pence and you have different options. So what's the best advice? Say we have different options in the 10 of pence. To me, it doesn't necessarily mean go for the one that's giving you more money, guys, because that's where you can definitely make mistakes. Like, especially if you're basing it on that, right? So it's the 6 of pence and it was reversed. So it's the balancing. It's the balancing between, yeah, see, 5 of swords too. There's something here where it wanted me to bring to your attention too, especially with contracts, anything that has to do with money. That's about to come into you too with something. Whether you're going for a loan, just linked to money. So this is basically saying follow your happiness, not necessarily the money. Because sometimes, I was just talking to a friend from high school the other day, and he took a different job with a major pay cut, but he couldn't handle it anymore. And we just happened to be shooting the shit, and he was like, Courtney, he's like, it was the best thing I could have done for me. And because he lost a girlfriend over it, like, that was his tower moment of his, you know, because he finally chose himself, right? But I guarantee, I already know what him, before he knows it, he's going to be there for life. And it's, you know, he's going to have an amazing pension. It's a union job. It's hard work. It's less money, but I already know where he's going in that company. See what I'm saying? A year from now, he's going to be more solid, that mentally, physically, financially. So it's like, sometimes you have to take a leap. You have to take that leap of faith. And this is what it's trying to tell you, you know, don't just go for the most money. And as human beings, we do that because everything in this life costs something. But don't let it come at the own cost of being happy, because this was reversed, right? So make sure you're really thinking it through, but not getting caught up and chained up in something again, right? So just make sure you're thinking this process through as mind, body, and soul. Right now, you're in the midst of creating, okay? It's the year 3. You're creating. It's not about how much money can I bring to the table right this second. You want to think about how I thought about, I know some of you might be getting frustrated, but I'm using me for an amazing example, because I could have went in a different direction with way more money. And I knew, though, with that, it would be only maybe a couple years or something. This can get me that platform within a couple years, I'll make that money that I turned down, right? So, and I'm still gonna be making great money, guys. So, but the whole point of that whole thing is it just wasn't as much as the other one. But this has more of an opportunity to stay going. And I kind of know my future, right? So they're not just going to come out with this show first time ever, this type of show, and not go places. It's just a matter of how many seasons will I choose, right? So this had more potential. So try to look at it that way versus I feel stuck in this situation, or I have a family, so I need to go straight for the money. See what I'm saying? Got to be smart about this, because I'm not kidding when I'm telling you, you guys are getting on your journey. And it doesn't have to be a reality show like mine. It could be you just getting a bank job. And then next thing you're working for an international bank a year from now, doing what you like, traveling, and making amazing money. Okay, so you have to look at kind of the long term, but not in a way where you would feel stuck. Not like it's your forever job. It's just where can I grow within this company? Where can I get from here? Where, see, that type of stuff. Even if you decide to start cleaning out barns, right? Because you love animals, horse barns, stuff like that. Next thing you know, a veterinarian comes in, or what if somebody from the Kentucky Derby, or this really person who is just like, all of a sudden I really like this farm. Well, no, they didn't like the farm. They were drawn to you spiritually. They were brought to you, right? Because you clean the barn. Here comes this opportunity. Next thing you know, you're living in, Kentucky, and living it up and taking care of racehorses. Or next thing you know, you're in freaking another country taking care of those gorgeous horses, Arabian horses and stuff, right? So it's like, you never know. You never know, right? So now that you guys are about to get on that path, be smart about your choice. It's going to come to you like it came to me. Okay, big message there. You can work at Wendy's, In-N-Out Burger, wherever you're from. You're gonna meet that one person. So just stay optimistic, right? Because a lot of us, we take jobs to pay our bills, obviously, right? But if you're optimistic about it and you don't go to work every day complaining, or I can't believe I have to do this job. No, you were put in that situation to take that job. There's got to be a reason for it. You either in a lesson or you're getting out of it. New things will come. And don't take a job in customer service where you're going to be pissy and not smile, right? That's annoying. That's annoying. I look at people like that nowadays and it's like, oh, you got a whole nother cycle. I'm not even going to try to save you. You're nasty. You're nasty. And it's been bad reputation too for, the company. It's just, so it's little stuff like that they want you to really think through. And it actually makes sense. This type of stuff is coming out on the board, guys, because within like a week or two, this is it. It's a wrap. I'm on to the next one, talking about something brand new. So let's get all the information out of this last cycle that we can to get you where you need to be. And it could be exactly where you're already at, right? It's just how positive, how optimistic are you going to be about your situation? Some of you will have to experience the job thing. Some of you will have to experience the love thing. It really just depends on part of, teaching somebody how to love, or that's actually your purpose. God bless. That's not mine. Okay. Because, right? I wish you the best of luck for those who are in that one. So, my purpose is to help. I got a lot a lot of purposes, all based around the same thing. I kind of feel me being an advocate for something at some point too. And there's all sorts of stuff. It's just important not to don't be irresponsible, but don't stay at one place for too long, especially if you're not happy. All right, because that's not doing anything but paying your bills. I look at one of my friends that's been, and she's really not happy, but she makes amazing money. Been at the same job since she was a teenager, so the company just pays her and pays her and pays her and pays her. But there's nowhere else for her to really go in this company, right? But it's like she's happy, small town, everybody knows everyone, but it's like you're not happy with love, you're not happy with this, so it's like you want to, it's like the thing is though, she wants all these other things. Well, then get out of your situation. As hard as it may be, you're 40, you can have another 40 years experiencing a brand new life, or you can stay in this for another 25 until you retire and be comfortable and have the money to retire. But will you have what you truly want at the end of the day? Because I've been trying to explain to her the last couple of years, you don't have what you want because of the situation you're in. That's how life works. Okay? That's how cycles work. For those who have been a tarot reader on YouTube for a very long time, they will do that the rest of their life. That was their purpose. Okay? I hope they do stuff on the side, because what I've learned on a spiritual path is you never stay. The ones that are truly spiritual and inspirational and motivational and are really going places, you're going. You're not staying in one place. That does not serve anyone's purpose. Even if you're a doctor at an ER, eventually it's, maybe their purpose is to eventually go to another country. They hear about this horrific storm and how they don't have enough doctors, and they go down there to help and volunteer. Next thing you know, they find their purpose. Right? So don't look at it like I have a set career and I'm happy. She doesn't know what she's talking about. I do know what I'm talking about. The right opportunity will come to you. So don't panic. If you're been at the same job for 7 years, but it's time for you to find your purpose because you've learned this one lesson that I've learned at the same time with you, it will come to you. Okay? If you're stuck in housing, because some people are talking about stuff like that, if you're stuck in situations like that, you need to get yourself out of that, because that becomes real comfortable. That's when you got to take the initiative and struggle and get daycare, whatever it is you're doing, right? Work 2 jobs if you need to work 2 jobs. Go work your ass off for 2 freaking years and get to where you need to be. That's part of your own journey, right? We conquered one part of it. Now you're on to the next. Guys, I went through that whole government thing. I did all that. I was a single mom for 4 years. I didn't take advantage of the system, but I definitely benefited from the system to get me where I needed to be, knowing, because that's when I realized too, like, wow, I can stay here and be so comfortable where I'm at. But it's like, I thought to myself one day, like, oh, if I take this raise, I won't be able to have this assistance. And then I said to myself, wow, Court, like, I can't believe you just considered that. Like, that's foolish. Like I just got the goosebumps. Like, that's when, see what I'm saying? When you're doing stuff like that, it's because you have the comfort of the government, the assistance. And it's like, you won't get out of that unless you choose to. And that was my breaking point with something too, where I was like, I'm going to take the raise and bust my ass, because I can't benefit my children by staying in this situation my whole life. And where would that get me? And then what happens if that company goes under? Then I just stay at home and I'm on housing and I got food stamps and the kids have insurance and, God, there's so many other ones. Oh, and then you got WIC. Then you got fuel assistance. There's so many, right? So it's like you could literally live your life in an apartment, not worried about jack shit because the government got you. That's not good either. The only thing you're doing is paying your phone bill. And if you're watching thru, you're eavesdropping on somebody. That's not going to get you anywhere anyway. Right? So for those who are in that situation too, because a lot of you just mentioned those situations too, right? It's up to you on where you want to go. I got no problem talking about how I did that for a few years. I got no problem with that. Everybody finds themselves in certain situations. Thankfully enough, I was able to have a couple of whatever it was that I was on for a little while, like, you know what I mean, like after the divorce. And I kind of did it the wrong way too. I'm not gonna lie to you, I took advantage of it for a little while because I had a friend who had housing that was high up in the housing, and you know, got me in for a little while, squeezed me in. And then that's when I found myself like with the other job and getting the raise. So I was on it for a good 2 years, right? And then I was like, wow, that was the epiphany moment for me where I had to make that choice. Do I do this the rest of my life because I know I can probably get away with it? Or do I do things a different way? You know, so everyone goes through a struggle, troops. I have no problem owning up to mine because I pushed through, you know, and I realized taking advantage of something like that was not going to benefit me or my children. You know, it's not going to get me where I need to be. Why? Because what if I didn't want to be with that company anymore and I wanted to go to another company? And, you know, or especially, and especially, right? Especially, right? Can you guys hear me? Because it keeps going in and out, in and out. Right? So you want to be in the same community the rest of your life if you're not really happy, you know? So that was a big wake up call for me too. Trust me, I had no problem living in situations that I was in for a little while. I mean, I lived in a nice town, guys, but I grew up in Lawrence. Living in that type of environment and being on the blocks that didn't bother me. It was homey. It was what I was used to. I didn't know any better, right? So it's like that didn't bother me. And you get to know your neighbors, and trust me, you're actually secure. You know, they got your back. We've talked about that. But like I also knew that if there were certain cycles, if I didn't break, I got 4 babies. You know, it's probably what saved me from certain cycles too, to be honest with you. You know? So we all got our struggles. You got to just find your way out of it. Okay? So don't let any situation get you down. And please don't think that I'm special and I just got a free pass. No, when you start using your brain and you start to look at things differently so it benefits you, and you don't worry about what type of struggle you have to go through, you just push through. You just do it and you push through. Okay? I can't really say I took advantage of housing. I kind of snuck my way in, but I needed it, you know, especially when I first got out of the divorce. And I can't even really get into it like that, but I needed it. So I was very thankful. And I'm telling you, for a long time I didn't take it because of my pride. Pride got in the way of things too, right? So I know how that works too, troops. Okay, I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. All right, I make great money, but still I find myself in certain situations where paycheck to paycheck. Do you know when the school found out about me moving, I can't even tell you the amount of tuition I paid a week for 3 children. Thousands. Okay? So I appreciate all you guys too, because you've been my income for a long time too, right? But it's like no matter how good the income is with certain stuff, the story was over, right? So find a new story. Be inspired. Go in a new direction, you know? So it's time for everyone to a new path, whether it's a hard path or not. Okay, it's time to create. We have that opportunity. If you're on my channel, I already know, I guarantee your life is about to start brand new. And it's not going to be as hard as you think it is, troops. It's going to be the ups and downs of you making decisions. Do I stay or do I go? Do I do this or do I do that? At the end of the day, you do what you know is best, but make sure you're thinking of the future a little bit with that whole situation we just had. Make sure, see what I'm saying? Like, don't overthink it and get caught up and get stuck in the same situation because you know you're comfortable. Now is the time to step out of that comfort zone. You want something new, you got to step out of the comfort zone. Okay? So, I also know with the universe, they're going to have your back. They're going to have my back. Because we're not set up, okay, we're programmed, guys. We're all reincarnated. We do this over and over and over. This is truly my belief. It is 100% my belief. We come back reincarnated every time. And we choose, they choose, we agree, and then we come back. We don't ever agree to being a bum on the street. We don't ever agree necessarily to be a criminal. It's not like that. We all have a purpose, a beautiful purpose that will give us an abundant life at the end of the day. It's the choices you make in between growing up that put you in the situations that you find yourself in, or it's the family conditioning, right? So it's kind of how it works, because we all have a purpose. And the Page of Pence just came out. So like I said, new opportunity, new beginnings. And for some of you, it's well, it looks like it's work or linked to family life, foundation. It's that. Okay? If you don't have a job, go get a job. If you're sitting there lazy, that's on you. Right? Because you're comfortable. That's on you. Others of you, it's go get a damn job. Others of you, it's something about to be presented to you, right? Your guides got you, even though it feels like sometimes they don't, or you can't hear them, you get frustrated. A majority of people that watch tarot don't learn about lessons and cycles. Not the way I got to break it down for you guys. Why? Because I was new at it and I did it my way because I thought it was just the way I was guided to do it. So trust me, being part of this family, this group, new or old, all right, you were guided to me. Your guides guided you to me. So you all have this fresh start. Don't be ashamed of your past or humiliated. It doesn't matter. Every lesson you've gone through, you had to. They put you in those circumstances to overcome those circumstances, not for you to stay in that circumstance. Okay? Took me a long time to talk about money and backgrounds, and I was like, you know what? That probably was part of one of my lessons too. You know, telling the world certain things, but like hundreds and millions of people have it so much worse off or in the same situation, right? So it's things like that. Jenny from the block just came to me, and that's J-Lo. I don't know. Did she have a story like that too? It doesn't matter though. See what I'm saying? Like, we're all meant push through and persevere and have a purpose, right? Her purpose was entertaining people, making people smile, or depending on whose purpose, right? It could have been obsession because she's gorgeous or whatever the situation. She had to get through stuff herself, right? But like, if you were always pulled to her as an obsession type thing for a guy, that was his lesson of obsession, whatever the temptation, whatever, right? So she had a lot of purposes. All right. So just like you guys do, it's not about getting a big break. We all have that big break. We're all programmed to have that big break. It's pushing through to get it, not letting the best of certain situations get the best of you. It's things like that. So here's this new opportunity. It just, sometimes it's so cliche where people are like, oh, rags from riches. It's not like that. It is for some people, but the story should never really be told like that. I know they want to inspire people, but to me, people look at a story like that, like, oh, you just got lucky. No, I need you to realize this. It's not luck. You all have it. All of you. Okay? The potential is always there. The universe, they have their way. They can just put money into a bank account. Does it really go like that? Well, if it does, I suggest you give to charitable causes because there's a reason for it. But like, I'm just telling you guys, telling you how it is and how it works from what I've learned and what I know. The things I'm unsure of, I don't talk about it. And I have a lot to do with like the clarinesis, stuff like that, like knowledge that just comes to you. It comes out of your mouth. You don't even know where it comes from. But it's like you reach so many people. It's the inner wisdom. It's the ascension. It's like the dragon cards we talked about. We got the King of Swords. In this situation, you're turning your back though, not looking at each other. But I just don't think you see it coming. Oh, my aunt's here. Oh, there's her face. That was her head, because I was like, she's way too pretty. Want to go see Auntie Terry? I was going to say, she's way too... Okay. Hi. Hey. I'm just working. I'll be up in a little while.
Okay. I need your John Hancock.
Okay. She needs my John Hancock. Whoa. She's leaving me my Nana's car. My Nana left me her car. To me, this is you deciding to take a new path. Something is sour or bitter. It's almost like, I don't know if she's holding a lemon. It just reminds me of some settling. Or this is a boss, is something like that. But it's like, not really sure if you want to go in that situation. Not really sure if you want to go that way, right? It's something like that. It's basically everything we kind of been talking about, right? It's up to you. It's up to you if you want to take a new job or go in a new direction or move to a different state. But the opportunity is here. Big, little, something will be presented to all of you. The change is here. There's no way around it. This is some type of authority, or some type of someone that's meant to be in the energy right now. So King of Swords is usually an authority figure, right? So nothing wants to stay in my hands. You get the Page of Swords looking over at this person. So this is the same person. Or you're going to get presented and you're like, I don't know. But to me, this is somebody watching. This is the King of Swords watching. Mingya, what is this? Somebody has wrote a letter to you or a text message, just hasn't sent it out. Or this person, a boss, some type of person, authority figure, you're going to be presented with something. Because this would be your energy too. Like, do I do it or do I not? Or it's this person you're dealing with, the King of Swords energy. Yeah, you're dealing with the King of Swords energy. Do I deliver a message or not? So this doesn't seem too authoritative at the moment. This is almost like, hey, I got a letter for you. Do I put it in the mail? Do I drop it off? Do I hit send? It's like it's been sitting in an inbox for a long time. Could even be linked to work. You know, this could be you at work having something that's been sitting in an inbox for months. It's just a matter of, do I take a leap of faith? Something like that, right? Tell me about the Page of Pence. Oh, we're going to do one more. We got the Nine of Pence. So being confident, moving forward. New establishment, establishing something new. To me, this speaks of confidence, compassion, things like that at the same time. Tell me about the Page of Pence. Because it's the Page of Pence with the Nine of Pence that are feminine. And then you got the King of Swords and the Page of Swords that are masculine. So it's having the confidence to do whatever it is you're about to do when it comes to whatever energy this is. And that's why I said it could be linked to work, being the Nine of Pence. And the Nine of Pence, it's also a woman, right? So tell me about the Page of Pence. It's the Sun. A lot of my women are in Leo energy right now too, but it's the growth, it's the evolution, it's seeing process, it's clarity. Don't you dare, Maxi Poo. Evolution, if you ask me. You know something, right? Because you're holding the yellow lemon. Or the citrus fruit. It's something like that, right? I don't know if it seems bitter, trying to find your own clarity. Tell me about the King of Swords. This is also telling me the Page of Pence, whatever comes your way for an opportunity too, you end up with the Sun. So it's almost like yesterday's read. It brings you right to the 10 of Cups fulfillment. Today's read earlier brings you right to the 10 of Pence, right? This is that Sun. It's the growth. It's the evolution. Wherever this is going to lead you, the outcome is brilliant. Tell me about the King of Swords. To me, it's either work or love. It just depends on your scenario. To me, this is money. And a Five of Wands, all right? So you got this masculine energy all up in their head. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Mentally arguing with themselves. Whether or not they're going to reach out or... Hi, Max. Come here. Come see Mama. Come see Mama. Mentally arguing with themselves. Reach out, not reach out. Or your boss could be... Max, why do you got to be right on my cards, babe? Or your boss can be very argumentative. Or this could be you arguing with somebody. But it's like you see a way out. So that would be good. But the two of you, these energies, are not looking at each other, right? So I feel like you're not interacting. Or if it's your boss, it's like, stay in your office. You're staying on your side of your department, right? It's, you're avoiding altercation. Or they are. Tell me about the Page of Swords. But as much as they're avoiding and going back and forth in their head, do I deliver a message? Do I not? And it's the Page of Wands, right? So they're thinking about this feminine energy, looking right up at the Nine of Cups. Maybe this is their own lack of confidence and they need to have some more confidence to move forward, because he's thinking about her But she's also, this is the Nine of Pence. This is also money, guys. Both wearing blue. Oh, Mingia. Tell me about the Nine of Pence. I think he's just waiting to make his, move. Does he have enough confidence? Does she have enough confidence? I don't know. And then you got the Knight of Pence. So this would be somebody who, but it was reversed. So somebody who was not putting in time and effort, or not paying you enough at a job. Yeah, see, having strength. This all boils down to confidence. You got energy around you of, I think you as the feminine are pretty confident on where you're going. You know, a new direction only will bring growth, evolution, clarity, because you got it. But you still have, whether it's a boss or not, you still have somebody mentally battling themselves on whether or not they're going to reach out to you, or the feminine, right? Mentally battling themselves, having enough confidence. Maybe hopefully maybe it's somebody who hopes, you know, maybe they think they don't have enough money to support you. I don't really know, but to me, with the strength here, regardless of the underlying situation, you just have this exterior energy to you that's just kind of battling whether or not to deliver a message, to talk about something. Okay, so let's just hope it's a boss and you keep your distance. Okay. I did want to use these other two decks that I have, but I gotta go sign, I gotta go sign a title. So I'll be back in like 10 minutes, okay? I know there's a couple hundred of you, so the Lovers just popped out of the deck. Don't forget about what we talked about too. Because with the Lovers in this right here is kind of saying, you know, you can wrap it up or not. And I'm not talking about a condom, okay? So, and then we got the Fool reverse. So, I don't know. Got some major moves that need to be made with or without. Give me about 10 minutes. I'm literally just going to sign that, and then I'll be back because I want to wrap this up before I got to finish my day out with other stuff. So I'll be back in like 10 minutes. I love you. I love you.